everyone. Oh, gorgeous day. I am so ready to craft with you. I didn't leave my craft room today. It is so cold, and it takes a lot for Minnesota to say that they're cold. But we actually have a wind chill advisory. That's how cold it is. I am cold. So today, we are going to make some items that are perfect for tiered trays. Actually, they're perfect for shelf sitters too. Can't get that out. So what are we going to be using today? We are using another pattern stencil. This one is called Flower Power. We're going to use our Valentine words. These can be used on book stacks and rolling pins and many things. And so we're going to be using those. For my book, I am using I Love You, Honey Bunny, and a heart arrow. So I'm really excited about that. So what I'm going to do first, though, is show you these blocks I have. These are small, but it's because I wanted them smaller. There are larger book stacks. Oh, I can't talk today. See what happens when you sit in your craft room and crank up the heat and just, fun. Anyway, so what I did was, these are 1 by 4 by 8 foot long boards, and my carpenter, Kirk, my husband carpenter, Kirk, cut these to the length that I wanted them. And what I did was, you can see that this says bottom of top. This one says the middle. And you can see on the middle how I didn't paint all the way through. I was basically just going to cover the inside, because that way when you glue them together, you don't see any of the white. And this says, this is the top of my bottom, because this is the bottom. So I also had him kind of round the edges on one side so that it looked more like books than just being straight. That's just me, it's what I like. But I made these smaller so it could actually fit on a smaller tiered tray. If they go bigger than this, they actually look better on really big tiered trays. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take my top and I'm going to put the Flower Power stencil on here. The last time I used this, I used black chalk paste. And I actually used it on a book stack, now that I think of it, a larger one. But what I want to do is I'm trying to, hang on, okay. I need to fuzz this. It's really nice when I have the area where my first one was, because that's really where I want to fuzz. And I'm going to do that just a couple of times. I just want to check the back of this. I have had, the cat has been running all over the craft room today and onto my tacky towel. And so I took my little roller brush and went over that. Okay, I think I have this centered. It's really funny because I can see through the pink on the top of my book stack, but then I can see black, which changes this to a really ugly color. But we're fine. It's not an ugly color. Actually, I think it's an ugly pink, but that's my opinion. Oh, mistake number 1, Lynn. Your chalk base can get really dry around the side. So if you take a jar of Vaseline and you rub that across here, not in here, and you rub it around the rim of your chalk paste, the chalk paste won't dry to it. making it easier to open, but also when you forget to open it to your side instead of on your surface that you're working on, you don't get all those little dry speckles all over it. So I'm going to use my small squeegee, and I'm just going to take a little bit out of here, and I think I'm going to come down because I kind of want to try to control that top of mine so that I don't have to wipe it off the side of my book, which if it comes to it and I have to, I'll just do that later when it dries, because you can actually scratch it off pretty easily. If you do that before you clear coat it. If you clear coat it, forget it. This will be clear coated. This will be moved around. I'll end up storing it, and I just don't like to take my chances. So let me get that off, and we'll see how we did. See how little chalk paste it takes? It's just so super easy. And then I'm going to hold on to the sides of the book, and then I'm going to pull my stencil up, and there we go. Set that aside here, and there we do. We have our flower part. Now I'm not ready to do the front side of the book because I want this to dry. So I am going to dry it a little bit with my dryer. And so it dries it faster. You can let it air dry. For me, it just depends upon what I'm doing, and I don't want to take my chances. It's just so much easier to craft when people aren't watching. It's funny. I do my best work when people aren't watching, but that's okay. I want you to watch. We're having some fun. Okay. I'm actually going to do my middle first. And so I can see my rounded edges here, and that's what I want to focus on. And of course I put these under here. So let's see. Oh, I had Be My Valentine, not I Love You. That was an original. So this one is going to be Honey Bun. This hasn't been used before, so it has not been well loved just yet. But that will come. That will come. Oh, come on. These are not hard to get off. I just have no fingernails. Okay, so I'm gonna fuzz this again. And since I don't want this to exactly be in the middle of my book, I'm actually going to pull this all the way over to the side. And I'm going to pull it over a little bit so I can see how far I am from the edge. Because what I'm wanting to do is I am wanting to line mine up. You know what? I'm actually going to move it over just a little bit. And then I always go like this just to make sure that, hang on. Just to make sure that my letters aren't too far up. They were perfect the first time, but this time, not so much. Let's see, how far are we going to go in? Did do better that time. You know, sometimes it's just like, boom, and you get it down there just perfect. And today, I had a little bit of trouble with that. So what I'm doing is, this is a cut apart squeegee. And so, well, this wasn't exact. It's about this size. I cut it into 3 pieces because I want to make sure that I don't have extra chalk paste that I don't need and those kind of things. And I'm just going to go across here. A friend of mine told me I rip these off like Band-Aids. And it's just because she happened to be watching a live where I had well-loved stencils, so I knew that hey Sherry, I knew they weren't going to stick. So I just kind of went like this, and she said, gee, Lynn, you're taking those off like you're removing a Band-Aid. And I guess I do. Let's see. Okay, I did that wrong. That's okay. I'm gonna fix it up. I actually wanted my arrow in the middle, but that's okay. It can be on the bottom. I'm just not going to worry about it. All right, let's see. I'm going to bring Honey Bun down here. Oh, okay, this one is going to go all the way across. And you know what? I'm not going to worry about lining it up with that, because it pretty much covers the whole thing, and that's just exciting. So I hope all of you are having a great day. How has your day been? Please tell me you are not as cold as I am. Oh, it is cold. And it has to be cold for me to tell you it's cold. So believe me, it's cold in Minnesota today. But those things happen. Should I tear it off slow, or should I be more like, I'll tear it. You know what, this is up, I didn't check it. It's up a little bit higher than I want it to be, but since it's now on my bottom, I actually like that better. Okay, so I'm going to set these two aside, and then I'm going to bring back my top, and this one is Be My Valentine. So let's see. Oops, I'm going to set that aside again. Because this was wood and I painted it, before I got to the part of chalking it, after I painted, I took a grocery bag and I just lightly rubbed that over. It gives it kind of a sanding, and any little bumps you may have, it takes it right off so you have a smooth surface. And then of course I clear coated it. And you're going to want to either wax or clear coat paint on wood. Here, now I need Honey Bun because I think I can. No, I can't. Okay, this one I'm not going to either. I'm just gonna go with it. Okay, I am gonna move this over just a little bit. Do I want to use this one? You know what? I am going to use this one. I was thinking if I wanted to add twine and beads and things, and I usually do, but since I use the arrow and I use the Be My Valentine, what's going to happen is if I go to wrap my book, you're not going to be able to see those. So with this one, we've got our fun top with flower power, and we're just going to go with that. Okay, are we, oh, almost, and did you see that? I did not check my top and bottom, and I might be, oh, I think I got it right. Yay me. Alrighty. See, you know what? It doesn't matter how long you've been doing this, mistakes happen to everyone, and I am a firm believer that you learn from your mistakes. And again, I mean, that might be my teacher background, but I know many things that I have learned by mistake. And so here is the top of my book, and I'm actually going to let's see. I'm actually going to okay. I'm actually going to glue these two together first. Now, Normally I use, if I can get my glue stick here, normally the glue I love to use is Aleene's clear tacky glue, but because I'm here with you, it's going to take a long time for that to dry before I can put other, close that up, before I can put the other books together. So I opted to go with my glue gun. And so I'm just filling this. Come on. Ooh, got a little bit over the edge there. Try to get that back in. Okay. And so I don't know if you noticed what I did, but I now have to go and paint the bottom of my book stack. Okay, so I have those two together, and that's what that looks like. You see that? Okay, and now I'm going to flip this down, and I'm going to, see it says bottom top of the book. Yeah, well, not so much. Oops. Let's get some more glue gun in. I did go out and make sure that I had cool hot glue. And the other, oh, come on, let's go. And the other thing I did was I made sure, I'll show them to you in just a sec. I made sure that I bought my little finger protectors. Okay, I'm going to flip this around. Actually, I'm going to flip it this way, make sure I have it on right. And there I have my book stack. Easy peasy. But like I said, if you want a larger book stack, which they are really nice, Magnolia does have one that's larger and it's super duper. I love that. Had I used the larger one with the long Be My Valentine and the heart with the arrow, I probably could have, you know, fit it on here. I just didn't. I'm actually going to set this over here for a minute. Okay, now we're going to use more of our words from the Valentine words, because set that down there as long as I don't have any dogs in here or cats. We're going to make a conversation heart, and I think I'm going to do cutie pie. One of the newer ones. You would not have found some of the conversational hearts we have today. You wouldn't have found that on the conversational hearts that I grew up with. They do change them. So again, I'm going to go, let's see, which way do I want this to sit? I think I want it to sit this way. I'm going to go back over to my fuzzing towel, took my back off. Didn't write the name on the back. I have to go do that. Oh, I don't know what I was thinking. Usually I'm so up on that, and not today. So I am going to put, where do I want to go with this? Can I go up this high without going? Okay, I wanted to know where my heart, oh, if I do that, it's not going to be straight. Can I? Okay, I think I can go just a little bit down from it. I'm still not straight. Oh, Lynn, my constantly moving heart. Now this heart, you can probably buy wood hearts just about anywhere, but when I first started Magnolia, there was no wood hearts. And I wanted some, so again, I hired my carpenter husband. He doesn't get paid. and asked him to go ahead and cut some hearts for me. And so I think I have like 6 left that I need to finish up. I don't think I did any last year. Who knows? Silly me. But Magnolia came out with side hearts and a stencil that went with them last year, and they're much bigger. And so for my larger tiered trays, love them. Okay, and so here we have Cutie Pie, and again, painted wood. So paint it, let it dry, take part of a little piece of grocery bag, sand lightly over it, then go ahead and use the stencil, and then clear coat. If I wanted to use this particular one again, I could just wash it off and then put a different name on it. So I'm going to set that aside. And then the next thing I want to do with you is the heart transfers. And I was looking for a pattern because, of course, I love patterns, and I have every pattern that Magnolia has because I'm kind of a crazy woman that way, but that's okay. So this painted house came from Michael's a gazillion years ago, and I'm not sure if they still have them, but they were in that area where they have things for $1, sometimes $3. I need my fingernails. Oh, come on, Lynn. I got it, and then it falls right back down. What am I thinking? So in case you missed how to use these, what I did, this actually, I'll show you this up close. This actually had flowers on top of it. But if I put the flowers on top of that, I could not finish off the house the way I wanted to. So I'm going to put this heart, I'm going to put it way down towards the bottom. And I'm doing that because I'm leaving this top part for some embellishing. And so I'm putting this down. And then the last time I did this, I used a popsicle stick. And I thought, you know what? I know there are other ways to do this. And I had forgotten, my husband and I use old gift cards. So this is an old Barnes & Noble gift card. It's empty, I promise. And then I'm just going to use that to scrape down the sides of this so it's adhering. So this is a rub-on transfer. And this one is called the Valentine Victorian Transfer. And I loved it so much, I actually bought 2. Which, if you're watching my other project, when I was doing this for the first time, that was a good idea. So, let's see how we did. I'm going to peel this off really slowly. If I can get my end. See, I cut it round. That probably wasn't the smartest thing here. I have a piece. Oh, come on, Lynn. And so I'm pulling it up slowly. I love reveals. I don't know if you love reveals, but I absolutely do. If you are loving what you see, if you want to come craft with me, invite a friend and, you know, send me some hearts. Let me know that you're there and that you're loving what you see. Like and follow my page. You can like and follow my YouTube channel. So here we go. Okay. Normally, I guarantee you, normally I would have done buffalo plaid, and I thought, I'm so buffalo plaided out. I still really like it, and you will see me using it in my decor, and you'll see me wearing it, but I needed something different. So I got some twine, and I just cut it about 5 feet, and I'm going to place this in the middle. You know, every time I do this, it doesn't end up in the middle anyway because it shifts. But I'm just going to twist this. You know what? I'm going to go off to the side a little bit here. Oops, come on. And I'm only going to do this a couple of times because I knew that was going to happen. It's slipping up over the corner of my roof. I think I need a little bit more control of that. Let me get this one around. Come on, crisscross. Crisscrossing in the back. Do that really carefully. And then my last minute thought there was that, oh, come on. Yeah, I have this so close to that edge that it just wants to move. Pull that a little bit tighter. And then I'm a little bit closer to my heart than I want to be, but I'm actually going to, I need to go around one more with this. Nope, it's one more with this one. Okay. Boy, this just wants to frustrate me today. Okay, so I did get it around 4 times. And what I'm going to do, I would normally put this in the middle. This is where I need my little craft room buddy to come and help me tie my knot so I get it tight enough. I'm going to go off to the side here, and I'm going to tie a bow. And then, since this was last minute, I'm trying to see if I have any of my beads sitting closely. So what I'm going to do, my loops are very big. I don't want to do that big, so I'm holding down my knot there so that I can pull them to be about the same size, and then they can hang down. And you know what? I can see that this is not going to allow me to add beads. So I think what I will do is I will probably cover. God, it seems tight, and then all of a sudden it's not. You know what? I'm going to fix that. I'm going to add a dab of glue on it. Did you see that? Ouch! That didn't feel good. I'm going to add a dab of glue under each side of this to kind of hold that in place so it doesn't keep moving. Ouch! There we go. Of course, I didn't use my finger protectors. Of course, I burned myself. So there we go. True love. And so what I'm going to do, I don't have any embellishments sitting here. I thought I had them close, and I don't. I'm actually going to add a little red heart to this side so that I have that. And then I told you today, like, it's cold, like seriously cold. So I was going to do a garland because, you know, farmhouse garlands are great, right? Well, they're out in the back garage, and Kirk and I had a conversation. Who's going to go back to the garage and get them? And we both decided it was too cold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I have, again, roses from the Valentine, the Victorian Valentine transfers. Oh, I cannot get these. Okay. Hint, do not cut your nails before you do this because you're going to need it. So what I'm doing is I'm adding these to this. And the reason I decided to do this was as I looked at the tiered tray, there's a lot of roses, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to kind of combine a little bit of the fun new Valentine things but then I'm going to add a little bit of Victorian just to pull out some of my flowers. This is actually the heart I practiced on when I was first learning, so I do have a butterfly on the back. I'm starting to think I might like, I just have to practice more. It does take practice, but of course any skill you're learning does take practice. Okay, you know what, and this is the side I'm going to pull first because this is where I'm the most worried. You know what, it's not pulling up, but I want to make sure it's not going to. It lifted a little, but then it kind of set itself down. And here comes the reveal as we do this very slowly. Oop, here's another spot. What it is that it's the edges, the very edges. So that must be where I'm not adhering as well. Yep, and I can see it right here. But I think if I'm very careful, I can get this down. I have to be very careful though, because it was just, the flowers come out to just really teeny tiny on the top from the bud, and I wasn't. So as you're doing this, really make sure you get around your edges and then all the way up and down. Because my popsicle stick was so small, I was really going like this, and I was scared to death that I was going to ruin it. But going back and forth with an old gift card and an old debit card, whatever you feel comfortable with, that would also help. So there that is, and once it's warm enough to get out to the garage, seriously, I am not going out with a wind chill advisory. I probably won't go out there until Wednesday, maybe Thursday. So yeah, it does get cold in Minnesota, but this one is cold. So with that, happy crafting. Enjoy your evening. I'll be back later this week, again, live at 4:30, here to craft with you. I'll see you later, crafty friends. Bye.